Who's starting first? First off, shout out to the O-line. Gotta get that out the way. Shout out God and the O-line.
Marques, when you transferred, I think we all expected it to be like a one-and-done thing. What went into the decision to come back next year and what?
Just a lot more development I could do within 1 year. Coming here for this 1 year, I saw a lot of development I could do or accomplish. There's so much more on the table for me to get better and get more flexible and get more stronger, so I decided to come back.
How much, your cousin Eli, he announced too, how much is it that bringing a bunch of guys back kind of factored into that decision?
It's huge. With Eli coming back, it kind of made my decision a little bit easier. He's a smart center, he's a smart player, so being able to play with that person and being around him for another year is amazing.
As you've had a moment to kind of sit back and evaluate the regular season, how do you just think this went for the offensive line and how excited are you about the potential for that group?
Yeah, we definitely improved from previous years or the previous year, but still some more to be had, some more detail, some more technique, just a little bit more we could gain in the O-line room as a group. And throughout this year, as we saw moments, and this next game and next year, trying to put all of them together to be a more dominant O-line.
How much stock do you put into the bowl game as a kind of a stepping stone to a big year in 2024?
Say that one more time.
How much do you put into this bowl game as like kind of a jumping off point to build momentum going into next year?
I try to treat it like the same as all the games this year. With that, like just another game, like as part of the regular season. I try not to worry about next year until next year happens. But putting all the pieces together, this game can help us project to a great year next year.
This is a pretty big name, though, Clemson. So
yeah.
When you all prepare for them, what do you see from the Clemson D-line?
They big, athletic, they can move. A little bit everywhere with slants and stunts, and they got really good players. Still trying to figure out who's opting out and who's not, but they're a really good front, really young front. Well, one of the D tackles are young, but they are really good players, and we just got to hold into our details and hold into what we got to do, and we'll make out this game with a W.
How much are you just looking forward to having the bowl experience down in Florida?
This is my third time in my about to be 7 years down in Florida. So like I've been in Florida with bowl game. I haven't won a bowl game yet in my college career, so I'm trying to get my first one this year.
Marques, bowl prizes are a big time for younger guys to get some more reps. How are those tackles we haven't seen behind you guys? How do they kind of develop over the course of the year?
Mal has improved night and day, Malachi Woods. I work with him at least a couple times a week, or me and him just go in and talk about a little bit of techniques and stuff and like that. He's improving well beyond his measures, and there's still so much he can improve on, but he's really doing a great job. I'm really proud of him for being 1 year in the college.
Have you had to instill some meanness in him because he's such a kind of a passive, nice guy that we saw in high school?
Yeah.
How has he changed?
I feel like I didn't know him in high school, but I love him to death. He's starting to get that mean streak. We gotta still get his technique. Once his technique get down, and then he could add the meanness and aggressiveness to him afterwards, then the world is his oyster.
Ray Davis and Juton announced they're playing in the bowl game. How big is that, just having those two guys out there during that game?
It's amazing. Me and Ray are locker neighbors. Me and Ray came in together, so we became somewhat best friends within this year. So I was really happy to have another opportunity to play with him one more time.
We've got time for one more.
Yeah, so having the opportunity to play with them one more time and having these practices with them one last time. No telling what both of our futures pertain, but it'll be a memorable moment for me. Try not to get emotional up here. Love my teammates, man. Any more questions?
How emotional is it though? Because last year we saw some of the guys, when they know it's the final game or it's their final whatever.
Yeah.
How emotional can it get?
It definitely could get emotional. There's a lot of emotions that could factor into it with the people that's coming and going, and then people last time playing college football, people that got aspirations to go play in the league. So it could be an emotional moment for a good amount of people.
Thank you,
I'm
Marques.
just an
Thanks,
emotional
guys.
person, but it's all right. All right, everybody.
Great.
What does this bowl season feel like compared to last year, maybe?
Well, me personally, it's a lot different considering last year I couldn't play in the bowl game. So I think we're just I'm just ready to get out there and finish this season off strong.
You've played.
I'm sorry.
Well, you've played, some big teams in bowl games.
Yeah.
There's been some other ones where maybe a less inspiring opponent. So is there added juice when you've got a team like Clemson on the other side?
Yeah, I think that's why. First of all, everyone's playing in this game because Clemson's a big-time team, big-time name. So I think everyone's really looking forward to it and showing the difference in SEC and the ACC.
When last year, Will said he wasn't going to play, C-Rod said not going to play.
Yeah.
Now that's flipped this year. People are going to play. What's that do to the locker room?
Everyone's just really eager to play. I think what it does to the locker room, it just brings obviously everyone together, and it just creates more of a juice and more of a will to win. I think this is the most I've been excited for this bowl game, and I think everyone else has been too.
How do you balance that, Brenden, with all the anticipation versus making sure you get out there and minute 1 of the game through minute 60, do everything the best you can?
Stoops does a good job in kind of balancing it, because obviously he wants to give us like a little bit of vacation, but also make sure we're ready to play. He does a great job on not getting over anticipated and losing our responsibility or losing our minds. He does a really good job of keeping us prepared for the game, but also not working us too much.
For a guy like Dingle who tries the portal out and says, I'm okay, I'm actually going to come back. What's that dynamic like for you guys in the locker room?
Nothing changed. Mero obviously handled the whole thing well, and he was just super upfront about it in the room. Same with Dingle. And I think the room as a whole, we just have a different brotherhood, and nothing changed completely. So when he left, we were like, cool, man, go do your thing. We love you and support you. And he came back. He was like, cool, man, like awesome. Like we love you and support you. So
You bust him up a little bit more than that?
no, I didn't. I'll let Caddis handle that.
What about Isaiah? He's gone over to the team that wears red.
Yeah. That I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't shocked about that because he's obviously from there and he's a good player. So, since I'm leaving, I'm excited to see what he does over there. But also, it's a team that wears red. But I'm excited to see what he does.
When people leave, guys leave or they try it out, how many of those, even if it's not your position, are you surprised and say, "Ooh, didn't see that one coming"?
I think it's always a surprise because you play with somebody and you have, the team creates a certain bond with one another. So it's always a surprise when someone leaves because they're not like telling you that during the season or anything. So especially when somebody plays a significant amount of snaps and they leave, or somebody doesn't, it's always going to be a surprise. But we always wish the best for them. In their case, a lot of people come here and they show what they can do and whatnot. So
The portal's kind of split
It's
your
crazy.
career right
it's nuts.
right in the middle. You've had experiences on both sides
Yeah.
of how it used to be and how it is now.
Yeah.
What's that experience been like?
I think now it's obviously crazier now than ever just because of NIL. So if you have a weak spot in the team, you can easily get that fixed in the portal now compared to back then. It was really just guys that weren't getting the opportunity. And now it's guys that are, a big-time player at some school, but they want to win games, so now they're, they go wherever. It's the craziest I've ever seen it.
What is it just going to feel like going out there in the bowl game? You've played a lot of college football, and that's going to be your last go-around.
Yeah, it honestly hasn't hit me yet, and I already know it's going to hit me as soon as we finish that game against Clemson. As we go into it, every week you kind of get into this routine, and then when that routine breaks, it's gonna hit me hard.
All right, thanks, Brenden. Thanks.